Hey guys, hope everybody's doing well today. I'm not having too bad of a day, kinda. Um, didn't have to work today, so that's a plus. Either jobs. Some shit happened yesterday, so I'm still kind of recouping from that. Um, hope else is having a wonderful day though. We actually got some energy to do a midday stream today, so be happy as much as you can be. Nothing planned, just hanging out. I don't get to do this very often during the day, so figured it would be appropriate. A lot of people that would like to watch my streams, but usually can't because I stream so late at night. Um, so I've been trying to work in at least one midday stream somewhere here. Was going to do it yesterday, but things happened, and yeah. But we got any 8 people so far. Nice. Fishing on Glitch 3G Window Liquor, Mystery Snail, Silver Creek, Saints Dust. Thanks for being here, guys. I do have some news for everybody. Um, just kind of because I mean, you're going to see it affecting me as the problem, and I'd rather just tell everybody than people just keep constantly asking me questions and bugging the shit out of me. So, in a few minutes, I'll let a few more people roll in here, and I'll talk a little bit about that. Nothing too. Nothing too bad. Only Oscar, Scuba Steve. Hmm. Hmm. So the two over here, these two killifish and the 2.5 gallons. Um, the male, there's one male female Playfair pair. They were two separate pairs at once, but the male sur- killed the female in the one tank, and the female killed the male in the other tank, something like that. I don't know what happened. Um, but now with those two sitting next to each other, and I've taken the divider out, the male is really starting to flare up, and you can tell the female's trying to, get jiggy with it too through the glass. So here, real soon, I'm going to be putting those two together. Try to keep a real close eye on them because I would like to produce some more Playfair Achilles. Um, out of all the places that I've looked since I've gotten interested in them, the only person that I have found that even has them or had them was Scotty the Fish Freak. So, kind of one of those animals to me that not very many people are doing. So, I do. I've been doing a lot more stuff this year in my own fish room. Um, the start of it all is the blue Kochu tank you guys helped me pick out. Most of those tanks in that room are getting redone. It's gonna be a process, but right now my goal is to move everything around where I want it, get my streaming station set back up, um, and consolidate some of the random fish tanks that I have into one tank, so I have more space for new stuff, and just kind of work from there. And God forbid, I'm going to try to document most of it. I am one of the most terrible people to remember or want to take pictures and videos of anything just because I'm so used to it mostly. I just don't even think about it because I'm just trying to get shit done. Um, so it's going to be new. It's going to be new for me. I'm not not one of those type of people that likes to be on their phone 24/7 taking pictures of every stupid little thing that I do or shit like that. So I'm gonna try to do better this year. I want to do some more collaborations with people. I want to do all sorts of stuff. And like I'm not really worried about it or else I'd be pushing it a lot more, but my subscriber count, I've been right around 300 for a few months now. I'm not worried about it, but just from trying to do better on the other stuff like I was just talking about, it just kind of puts the thought in my mind that that might go up a little bit more too now. Because I've been slacking ever since I picked up that second job. I just haven't had time for anything, less so than what I had before. So trying to work things out. Here soon, I won't have to work that second job no more, and I'll have a lot more time. What you got going on in your vibes? Hope you're doing well. Terry, you too, man. But anyways, guys, yesterday, I had an incident. Um, it really makes me mad. So just kind of hold on with me here. Hey, Jenna. Um, I had gotten done with one of my last customers for the day. I was heading to take my truck back to the shop, drop it off, grab my car, and at home. I get there, pull in, park the truck, and get up and start walking in the building to walk in some of my equipment. And the front glass door to my building is fucking busted in. So I'm like, all right, awesome. Already pissed off from that point. Walk in, I didn't think anybody was going to be there. And, smash and grab type sort of deal is usually how that goes. Well, no, I caught a motherfucker in my store. When I found it and confronted him, he tried shoving his way through me and started throwing punches. So I proceeded to lock him up and beat his ass, to the point where I was able to drag him and throw him into my storage closet until the cops got there. So I didn't have to sit there and try to hold him down, because during the process, I cracked two of my ribs and I got my teeth back here is shattered from him hitting me. Um, Cops get there, and next thing you know, we're both getting thrown in handcuffs and taken to jail. Apparently, it's illegal to beat someone's ass that's robbing your house and locking them in a room till the cops get there so they can get him. And keeping him away from me so I don't kill him would be an appropriate thing, right? No. So they took me to jail. I sat in a holding cell for a bit. They talked to me for a bit. I had everything I have at the shops on recording. So I opened up my phone and let them go through and watch the video. After they watched the video, they let me go home. But regardless, because I put him in that closet, um, he's trying to sue me. So I have a lawyer, and everything on video and all that. So it kind of played out in my favor in a way. So I went to court, talking there. The dude that did the incident was before me, and he got sentenced to 4 months in jail. I get in there and I get charged with assault and have to pay a $300 fine and court costs because I got robbed. My lawyer did the best he could. I've had him here for years, and he's gotten me through some pretty crazy situations and stuff. So my lawyer wasn't the issue. He did everything he could. But yeah, note to self and a little bit of advice to everybody else. Somebody's robbing your house and you beat their ass and you want to keep them there until the cops get there. Don't put them in a closet. And I had, ways when you kind of see me leaning over a bunch and stuff today and sitting certain ways because he cracked a couple of my ribs right here. It's not very pleasant. And my teeth hurt like a son of a bitch. Um, After he had hit me and I grabbed him up, we hit the ground and I fell on something, or he hit me pretty good there or something. But yeah. Yep, that's pretty much what they said, Matt. That could have been considered kidnapping. If it wasn't for the fact that I had the video, I probably would have gotten charged with it. Um, but I was so mad and upset at that point. If I didn't separate him and me, I probably would have killed him. Because that's the third time somebody has tried to rob that fucking place. The third time. And honestly, he's lucky I didn't grab my gun that was in my fucking waistband either. So like it's yeah. And then you can even hear me on video say, "You're gonna stay right the fuck here until the cops get here." And then I sat there, called the cops, sat in front of the door so he couldn't get it open because it's not a locked door. It's inside the building. Um, and yeah, so on and so forth. I had to tell him I had a gun on me or throw it across rooms so they can go check it out, make sure it's fucking legal, all that bullshit. And then the other one was dealing with him while that was going on. Came to the conclusion we both needed to go. So yeah, I understand that saying stuff, but at the same time, like I don't want that on my conscience. I wouldn't have a problem with doing it if I had to, but I don't want it on my conscience. Whether it's to save my life or not. Taking a human life to me is unacceptable. Unless you have reasonable doubt. But just the person I am, even if it was with reasonable doubt, and I wouldn't. I took a human life, man. It changes someone. It's not something I want to deal with. So instead of me continuously beating his ass till he's fucking in the hospital anyways, I just put him in a closet. But yeah, the wrong thing to do. Um, the video is what really saved me. My lawyer um, really expressed that well in my hearing. So yeah, I had to pay court costs and I have to pay a fine for assault. And that's it. I'm willing to accept that for no jail time because if I go to jail, I'm fucked. I already lost 2 days today, and it's put me back quite a few $100s. And so I'm like, shit. Thank God. I'm all right, just hurting a little bit. I just didn't think anything of it at the time. I was like, yo, this motherfucker's robbing me, and I'm already hurt. It's gonna be a pain in the ass to hold his ass down until the cops get here because I don't know what the fuck his problem is, but he was all cracked out. And I just thought it was the right thing to do. I honestly thought it was the right thing to do. Too pretty for jail. More liable to make other people my bitch than they are to make me. Fuck that. See, that's kind of been my issue the last couple of days. And I didn't really want to say anything, but at the same time, like I said, I know a lot of you guys are going to know something's up. And I'd rather just get it out and not be bothered with 50,000 questions as to why. Yeah, I say here in the state of Ohio, somebody breaks in your house and you shoot them and they run away, they can and will sue you. Right? Now, they break into your house and you shoot them dead before they get out that threshold, or if they get out that threshold, you drag their ass back in, you're going to get in less trouble. Yeah, pretty much, Rainer. Pretty much. Alshon, SC, Joseph Stanley, Vino, COC. That's crazy, Glitch. Um, my my ex, she's a dispatcher for the sheriff's office in another county, and the officers that she works with tell her all the time, like, someone who breaks into your house, you kill them. You don't just shoot them, you kill them. Because then we're going to be forced to put you in jail and drag you through civil and legal court because most people don't have cameras in the house to be able to have proof and evidence of the scenarios that they're claiming actually happen. It's fucking dumb. Well, well, tell you, Ohio does too, but like you still get fucked. They break into your house and you shoot them and you injure them. They can still sue you regardless. Right. And it's just shit like that really bothers me. I'm not a political person. I don't get into shit. But when you have fucked ass laws like that, where you're gonna get in trouble for protecting yourself and your family, that ain't fucking justice. It's not justice at all. What the fuck do you mean? It's just personal thought. Yep, that's what we're talking about, Kara. Shit's wild. But you have a better chance of fighting it in court if you kill them than them still being alive and injured. But I will say, a lot of people don't realize that there's insurance for CCW holders. Um, so you can get insured in case you get into a situation where you do shoot and kill someone, or you do have to pull a gun and shoot someone. They have insurance for that. And if I was you guys or anybody else that does carry, I highly advise you using this or getting some. It's not very expensive, but it'll keep your ass out of jail. And I've watched it happen a few times with a few different people that have it. It works and it's worth it. I know a lot of people here are pro guns, just like myself. And if you live in the state of Ohio or anything like that, they just passed the open carry law, so anybody can open carry. So it's very, very, very worthwhile to have. Well, yeah, that's the thing. COC, that's what happened. I walked in. I didn't think anybody was in there. Noticed he was there. Said something to him, and he came running at me. I don't know if he was trying to get out the door or at me, but he was coming directly at me. So, and then he fucking hit me. So I did what I had to do, and it was all on camera. Now it's making me contemplating getting a whole camera system for my house in case the same shit here happens at my fucking house. Shit. A lot of people don't think how much help security cameras really can be, but my God. Definitely keep you from going to jail. None of that flies in Canada. Or in quotes, leader is already trying to take all the guns away. Yeah. See little bits and pieces about all that. It's also seen that a bunch more scandals with that asshole came up too recently. Or not scandals, but a bunch of fucked up shit he's been doing. At least from what I understand through American media. Is this his last year? His last term, Glitch? He's been He's been for a while, hasn't he? Yeah, Saints does. I don't go anywhere without mine either. Um, keep one at the house and with me. At the shop, I go to some pretty sketchy areas, go into customer houses, and it's not that I carry any money or anything on me, but I have a lot of expensive equipment on that truck. Canada has no limit. That's fucked. That is real fucked. It's just a fucking monarchy without the fucking extra steps. That's fucked. Can he be voted out by other people in your government if it gets to that point? I'm just curious. I don't know anything about when I lost track of what the fuck I was saying. Wow, just completely brain farted mid sentence. Can vote him out. Cool. That's good. Gina, you didn't have to go and do that. So made me feel bad, man. You can't. It's you guys have been very supportive and helpful to me. A lot of you have, and I can't bring myself to do ask anything of you guys like that. Appreciate it, I do. I just mm, thank you. One second here, guys. I'm sorry. Oh shit. All right. Anyways, I open carry. I don't want it to be a secret. I think it works better for staying out of my home. It does. It's easier to access to. I always found the in belt or the in holsters. If your belt's a little too tight or anything like that, you have to pull up your shirt, then pull it out, and then you know what I mean. It's a lot faster when it's open carry. And it's a bit of a deterrent. If people see you have a gun, they're not just going to come up and you know they're going to keep a little bit of a distance from you. They have very strong authority issues. I think we are all equal, and with us all being equal, that means there is no hierarchy. I agree. And that was making me think. Last night or the other day, I was watching The Orville. It's like a knockoff Star Trek series on Hulu. It's really good. What's his name? Seth MacFarlane produces, stars, and does and directs the entire thing. The guy who makes like Family Guy and all that shit. Uh, but there's a scene in there where they're talking because of these material synthesizers. Hold on, my dogs are barking at something. Sorry, guys. All right. Sorry about that, guys. But anyway, there's a scene where they're talking about those material synthesizers, and at that point, they realized nothing else matters. There was no poor or rich. Everybody was rich because everybody had everything they ever needed or want for free. Um, and something like it just really made me think and get on that subject a lot. It was pretty cool. Just made me think of that. But I agree with that as well. All right, where are we? Indiana has now become an open carry state or constitutional carry state. Heck yeah, Terry. A lot. There's been a lot of states leaning towards open carry or constitutional carry for a little bit now, and I'm liking it. Keep saying Walmart policy, you can't have a gun. A state law, Texas, you can protect your castle, and your work is an extension of your castle, as is your vehicle. I like that. Surf City, what's going on? Um, yeah. On the bright side, though, with the window he broke, my insurance covers it. And that day or yesterday, I had already called them, and they were out there later that day to kind of give me an estimate to make sure it was what I said it was, and should get a check in the mail to replace the door shortly. Right now, I just got a big giant inch and a half thick piece of fucking plywood up over it just to keep it covered till then. I want to live in the woods. I'm a reclusive asshole as it is, so the further the better. Yep. Well, in my case, with it not being open to the public or anything like that, it's a little bit different. I can just have it sitting in a drawer or strapped to underside one of my desks or something like that. Nobody should be there anyways. Um, so it's not a bad deal. Hmm. I'm off today. I may take tomorrow off. Probably should go to urgent care to get my ribs checked out. I'm just hoping they're not broken and they're just bruised really good. So I may be having to go to urgent care or make an appointment with my doctor or something because that shit hurts. I'm not too sure Saints dust, but I mean, I've broken ribs before, and that's pretty close to what a broken rib feels like, but I don't want to have to deal with it right now. And I'm just hoping to God it's just some good bruised ribs. But I was chatting with Gina last night about it. It was hurting me pretty good last night, too. So if I had a punctured lung or anything, I'd already be in the hospital by now. Tell you what, though, Yeah, I protected myself, yeah, my business, but I don't feel good about it. If anybody of you knows anything about my past, um, I do not take joy in hurting people anymore. um, so it's kind of like a self battle thing. It's not something I wanted to have to do again because I know what I can do. So it's scary. To me, it is. Oh, they are. The cops took photos of my ribs and shit, and all sorts of stuff. Right, exactly, Lish. And it's the third time in the last 4 years fucking people have broken into my shit. Though last time, a bunch of kids broke in, took their fucking skateboards, and shattered like 30 of my tanks. They weren't didn't have a fish or nothing in it, but I mean, I have a snake in there that's worth probably 20 grand, you know? So it's been shitty. It's honestly getting to the point where I want to put bars over all my fucking doors and shit. I do like the roll down cages that go over your doors and windows. And the fucked up part is this it's in Port Clinton. Like it's a super it's a beach town. It's right on the water. It's all rich people owning multi-million-dollar homes and this and that. And it just blows my mind that out of all the other shitty places that I've lived, I have more issues with this here than anywhere. And it just blows my mind. Yeah. I feel that statement, Silver. It's you learn I'm an true and true. I'm an eye for an eye person. The moment you start getting shitty is the moment I start getting shitty, and that goes for just about every situation. Don't. I learned my lesson not doing that. So I worked for a criminal lawyer. That'd be pretty cool. Bet you learned all sorts of shit. Thing is, too, you just have to say it surprised you and you reacted. It's a human reaction. You had someone being in your space. Yeah, I mean, and it was too, because you can clearly see me walking through the glass. I'm sure he heard me walking on the glass, and he turned around and just goes running right at me. I'm assuming it was to shove me out of the way and get out of the building, but mm-mm, mm-mm. Yep. And I did good. And honestly, I didn't really even have to say much because it was all recorded. Hmm. I'll be all right though. I just need my ribs to heal up so I can get back to work. You gotta get that fucking get that goddamn fine paid. It's all right. It just hit me at a bad point. Just getting caught up with everything. Just spent all my money on all my bills to get caught up a little bit more, and then this happens. Like fuck. I gotta wait now. And who knows how long? It's the being not being able to work the last 2 days is what's really hurting me. But anyways, enough about that. Let's talk about you guys. What are you guys up to today? Any plans for the week? Who's working? Who's not working? Yeah, Rainer. Well, when I was doing a lot of importing and shipping fish and stuff across the country towards the beginning of my business, for legal contracts or and written contracts and stuff, I've had a lawyer ever since, and he's been a fantastic lawyer. So I kept him, and he does well. He did me well. And the cool thing is, like, he's got this rule: like, if you win your case, it's going to be less expensive as if you lose your case. So I kind of enjoy that. I don't ever find myself doing dumb shit to get fucked like that. So keep him around. YouTube's still deleting whatever I say if I use an emoji at the end. Huh. It's weird. Hope you're well, Freshwater. Legacy. All right. New local Austin. Let's take a look here, see when those blue coat shoes are going. The shipping date for those blue coat shoes says they're going to be sent out on the 16th, but I'm kind of secretly hoping that they get ahead of schedule. Um, yep, still 16th. Excited for those guys. It is going to be fun. How about the new co-op light? I'm going to score one when it comes available on Canadian Partner Store. I don't know. I haven't used it. I haven't looked into it. It'll probably be a good long time before I do, too, because there's other lights and stuff that I'm interested right now. I'm still in love with these lifeguard lights. Ow, 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 ow. Oh, that freaking hurt my tooth. Ow. Sorry, guys. Took a drink of that pop and it fucked my tooth up. Well, no more pop for me today. All right. So everybody's aware. We got about another 20 minutes here. I'm gonna have to hop off here. Got a few things I have to do this afternoon. Um, yeah, I'm going to go pick up my younger brother. His name's Marcus. He's 24, but I'm gonna have him tag along and do some water changes for me for a few customers. I think as long as he's really good about following my directions exactly, so I don't mind him coming to help me out in situations like this. Um, the one tank's it's like a 300, but I have to like get a step ladder, bend up, down, and over it, and into it to scrub some of the algae out of it. And with my ribs like this, I'm just not able to. Not yet, anyways. Um, so at least I can get something done today. I had the first half of the day, though. I mean, it would have been so much of a waste if I didn't have to go to court. We got another shit done at least. It's all right. It's another issue with running into problems like this because you have to call all your maintenance customers and tell them, hey, I'm not going to be here this day. I'll have to be here this day. Then you got to reschedule everything and cram it in with all your other scheduled days, and it's a headache and it gets hectic. My favorite clients though are the ones that can take care of the tank themselves for a week. You know what I mean? So that way I don't have to do anything at all. Love the customers that like to learn how to do it for themselves. So what you do for safety reasons in your shop, like for protection wise? I have a camera system, alarm system, and a handgun. That's my safety. But hey, what's going on, color guppies? Hope you're doing all right, man. Let's see here. All right. Lawyers are useful, good to learn about legislation. I'm related to a lawyer, so I always ask a lot of questions. That's nice. I've been working with a lawyer over the last 6 years with my business for other stuff, and he's also able to represent legal court. So I just used him. I trust him. I've gone through him for so long. He gives me a pretty good deal. I can't complain too much. Oh, I gotta go schedule an appointment with this dentist to get the rest of this tooth ripped out of my mouth that he busted. That'll be lovely. It will be lovely. I mean, yes, back to the stuff that Gina was posting. If you guys want to, you can. I'm not going to stop you, but I'm not going to ask for nothing, and I'm going to feel like shit about it. Just a heads up. Um, I'm doing okay, Color Guppies. I'm doing all right. Had a bunch of stuff happen over the last couple days that have caused some problems, but I'm doing okay. Oh, glitch, he did. He 100% tried to, but because I had video evidence of what happened, the judge wasn't falling for it. Another thing that blows my mind is how the hell they got me into court so fast. I don't know if they just didn't have anything else going on or what, but shit happens one night, and then I'm already at court in my hearing by 10 a.m. the next day. Like, what the fuck? So, this whole thing's kind of confusing at the same time as frustrating. I do not Rainer Trophy. To be honestly, I don't really agree with most hybrids when it comes to snakes. If I'm being honest, it causes a lot of issues genetically and internally with a lot of animals. So I do not. I'm sorry. Have a good day, Surf City. They haven't listed the lights yet, but Corey said they did make an order for lights, free shipping on $65 and up. Hopefully, they post it soon. But I want a few other things. I want to try the brine. There you go. Does suing not cost more money sometimes than it's worth. It's not common here, but I know someone whose house was damaged suing for extra for a million. It was completely too pricey. Oh yeah. Yep. Same shit happens here. But having a good lawyer and whatnot really helps too. Because in a lot of cases you can countersue and cancel things out that way. I have no idea freshwater. That's a question I've always kind of asked myself. Um, and a lot of those animals seem to be extremely aggressive as well when it comes to snakes. Don't get me wrong, I've seen stuff like that, but it, I guess I feel freshwater. I feel like it'd be kind of like the same scenario as people hybridizing cichlid species and shit like that, or at least trying to do the same. But I've never seen one that actually really like works out in a benefit. I want something bigger than a normal ball python, but not as big as a retic. A red tail python, a red tail boa. Um, they're still going to get, 6, 7, 8 feet, but they're not going to get 13, 14, 15, up to 20 feet if you have them long enough and able to keep them alive long enough. So a boa would be a decent mid-size, and there's lots of other mid-sized pythons that you could get. They're outrageously expensive, but some like northern white lip pythons, they get quite a bit larger than a ball python, but they are pricey. They're just a more rare animal, very very pretty. My personal favorite dream snake. Um, the Woma pythons are all right, but that's also just a regular ball python. Hmm. If you want, give me until what is today? What is today? Wednesday. Give me until my stream Saturday and game night. And I'll make a list of a bunch of different python species that are bigger than a ball python, but not as big as a retic. Why do you want bigger more to pets than size? Yeah. Um, a lot of people look for bigger snakes, start off with a blythe ball python or something, and try to work up so that way it's kind of like an experience step up. It takes a little bit more to work with a little bit of a larger animal than it does something like a ball python. So it could be that. That's just my guess, though. If it's a hybrid, I can keep them in a smaller terrarium. We got stupid laws here. Dang. I can understand that. I can definitely understand that. Hmm. I'd like to learn a little bit more about your laws over there. My GTP is a puppy dog. Heck yeah. So is my ghost child or my golden child retic. She's the biggest baby I've ever seen. I let my 3-year-old play with her. I want a green tree python or a carpet python, but space. A nice altitude project, but ideally younger as adults, I assume will be more set in their ways. Yeah, it's definitely a little bit easier to be a little bit more impressionable with those guys when they're younger. But the other stipulation to them being younger is they can be a little bit more sensitive to changes in their environment or care. Um, I like I said, real out my dream snake is a northern white lit python or a pair of them. I want an adult female pair, not necessarily to breed them, but if it happens, it happens. They're just some goddamn gorgeous snakes. But for 10 grand a piece, makes it really difficult to be able to get one. I used to have an Asian vine snake for the longest time. Meanest son of a bitch I've ever owned. Meanest snake I've ever owned. Had that thing forever. It bit me so many damn times. I eventually had to start wearing like those longer work gloves that come up to here just to reach in to put his water dish in there or whatever, just because it doesn't matter what I was doing, where he was at. He's hiding in the back corner. If I stuck my hand in his cage, he would come flying across that cage to get me every time. It was funny, but I just couldn't deal with it after a while. What I really would like to have is a rock python. Now, rock pythons, Rainer, get massive, and they are one of the few of the largest species of snake in the world that have actually been recorded eating human beings. Um, Meaning they cut one open and found a full grown human male inside this snake's stomach. They get that large, larger than a reticulated python for sure, girthier too. Yep, welding gloves, Rob. Worked with an amazing carpet python. She was very particular with who handled her. I'm happy with my hog nose. This year I want to get a 5-foot custom Bavarian for her. She's too active for the 4-foot. That's cool. That's awesome. Used to have two big P moreless. Oh, that would be cool. For a while there, when my father passed away, I had assumed a lot of his collection. He bred reticulated pythons and a few other species of boas and stuff. Um, At one point, I was caring for like 38 different reticulated pythons. He had 17 boas, an iguana, a couple other things. The only one I kept was baby, my golden shod reticulated python that he had bought for me when it was a baby. The thing was 3 weeks out of the egg, and we went and picked it up, and I still have her today. She's gorgeous. That's what this when you see it, that's what that picture is right there. When you see me turn my camera off, that's her right there. She's my sweetheart. She's my first child. Hmm. Oh, that's sad, Rainer. That's no snake, it's a dinosaur. My favorite snakes to actually work with and handle. It's dangerous, yeah, but if you've ever handled a king cobra or a cobra of any kind, they're very interesting, very active, constantly moving. The one I had worked with was devenomized back in, it was like 30 years ago. That thing was devenomized. So it wasn't able to kill me or anything, but it still had the attitude. It still had the movement. And still, it's such a crazy animal to pick up and hold and whatnot. Exhilarating, very exhilarating. Whether it had, it has venom glands or not. That was at the zoo. So what is today? What do we have going on later tonight? Promised you guys to be streaming some more, so I'm gonna be streaming some more. And it is jam packed for the rest of the day. All right. With Cobra, it's a bit unnerving given how well they can look you in the eye, but pythons and boas as well. Yeah. They're definitely noticed with a lot of venomous species, especially vipers and cobras. You get in that if you're sitting in front of a closure and it's getting a little bit aggravated, you can almost there's a point where you're going to lock eyes with it. And I swear to God, them snakes look straight through your soul. And they know. That look, man. I wish people gave snakes more credit for being more like other reptiles than what they do, because in my experience, snakes are some of the most incredible animals I've ever met. Dwarf rattlers are fun. I've kept quite a few copperheads and rattlesnakes from living down in Kentucky and whatnot. Um, some really, really, really pretty copperheads. Heck yeah, Legacy. If you guys get a chance, make sure you guys go check out a stream. Copperheads around here are vicious. Same here. But the good thing about those guys, um, their venom's more closely related to like a bee sting. You have much, much, much higher chances of surviving from getting bit by a copperhead than you are most other animals or most other snakes. I've been bitten a couple times as a kid. Never saw a venomous snake in the USA. Saw some wild snakes in Brazil. No idea if I still have any photos. That'd be cool. Well, you ever come over to the States? I got some friends over towards Arizona and stuff that will blow your fuzzy fucking mind about snakes. And then I have another friend. His name's Kenty. Met him through Discord, but he lives out in Australia and he's a snake wrangler. So he goes out and relocates and removes and rescues various venomous species of snake all across the west coast of Australia. Pretty cool guy. Our native snakes, only the adder can do damage. We also have the legless lizard called slow worms. I love legless lizards so much. I want one so bad. I've always wanted a European earless lizard, or earless legless lizard. I think it's its name. Whatever the fuck. Always wanted one. And they look like little basilisks. They're sweet. That'd be cool, Rainer. I have a friend that does the same thing, got his license, and now he does house calls for nuisance snakes. That's pretty cool. The other part of his job is they have a facility, so if they come across any injured snakes or new species or anything like that, they'll take them back to the facility and they'll do research or fix them up or whatever they do. Such sweet quitters. Man, every legless lizard I've ever met has been an asshole. They like to bite. And then when they do that death roll thing, it makes them super hard to handle sometimes. Those shitheads. Love them to death, though. I would like to get you the white lip python if that would not be an issue for you, but it would be a bit before I could get it to you early spring if that works. Wait, what? You're shitting me. That's wild. You have to message me about that. Is it legal to keep bushmasters in the USA? With a license. Most venomous species of snake in the United States, to be able to keep them, whether it be as a pet for breeding projects, whatever, you have to have a license. And with that, certain species, you have to keep the antivenom there too. And in some cases, for stuff like what is it, the Crotalis, the antivenom for that, that's $30,000 a vial. So it can be difficult to be able to keep stuff like that. Yeah, in Ohio, in the United States. Saints, that would make me cry. I've I've always wanted a white-lipped python. You're so incredible. Used to dig up legless lizards in the garden all the time. You just pick them up and relocate them different part of the garden. Never got bit. Well, the ones you guys have over there in Australia are a bit different than the ones in Europe. The one I'm thinking of, it's kind of like a tannish color, and it's got and they're fairly large. They got a big old mouth and they got some teeth. Most isn't it all. What venomous snakes can you keep without a permit? In I think it's Nevada. There's a couple other states, but as long as you have a hunting license, you can own like rattlers and shit. Yeah, Western hog noses. A lot of people don't realize that hog noses are mildly venomous. Right? You'd have to let that damn thing chew on your finger or whatever for a while to get pumped with enough venom to do something to you. Sweet, Rainer. Yeah, whip. Some people do some really dumb shit scenarios like that. Go get a freaking hunting license just to go keep a bunch of rattlesnakes and it gets out in the middle of the night because they don't know how to keep it properly. Damn. But all right, guys, it's about that time. I'm gonna have to get going off here and get some things done. Appreciate y'all being here. If you need anything, Instagram, Discord, and my email. Best place to get a hold of me. We got game night this Saturday, so if you'd like to join, hit me up in one of those places or let me know on stream or wherever you see me, and I'll get you wrote down. Um, Besides that, there's not a whole lot new. I'll keep you guys updated on the Blue Coat Shoe tank. Um, Here over the next day or two, I'm going to be getting their tank ready. I'm going to be doing that. Um, but yeah, everybody stay safe, stay fishy, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.